going to a cinematographer, how did you find your way into this line of work?
Man, it was crazy. I was probably a junior, senior in high school, and I think like most people that age, I was kind of really going through it when it came to trying to understand my identity, who I am, who I believe I've been created to be, and I was feeling very lost. I went through a couple of not abnormal but difficult circumstances that really just kind of threw me into a bit of a loop, and I was having trouble getting out of bed, and one day I was like, man, I've had enough of this. I need something in my life to give me kind of a sense of direction. Interestingly, I had taken a stab at making some very cringy YouTube videos that are now private, so you can't find it if you go look. I'll share them off camera with you, but I did one or two of those, and I was like, I don't know, this is whatever. But it was in that moment where I was really feeling it, where I was like, I was doing this YouTube thing. Maybe I just give it another go. Stepped in front of the camera, turned the lights on, and man, like it was everything that I was experiencing, all the weight of just kind of the world that I was carrying on my shoulder just felt like it evaporated in that moment. It felt like I had a voice, even if only a handful of people were going to see it, a couple hundred at most, like if it empowered me. And that was in that moment, I was like, wow, there's really something special about this whole video thing. And that prompted me to go to school for it, to learn a little bit more about it. And I was still kind of in the mindset of like how it impacts me, how it helps me, gives me a voice. Wasn't until I got out of college, I got my first gig at a local news station as a photojournalist, which for people who don't know, that's still video. They just call it photojournalist.
Yeah.
I'm not a very good photographer, I'll be honest, but I and just to see the power that video had to give other people a voice, that was really where it no longer became about me. It was like, oh wow, I can use this skill that I've been honing just by myself in my room with a cheap camera and some lights. I can now turn that around, and I can make other people feel heard. And there's no better place to do that than news. I mean, even if it's a goofy story about like, hey, someone's like chicken got out and they're looking for it. And if some local thing, or if it's something serious, like someone's like worst day of their life, somebody passed or something tragic happened, my camera and my presence being there gave someone a chance who otherwise maybe wasn't going to feel heard and felt alone, to feel like somebody was listening. And so that was the fuel to say, okay, I want to keep pursuing this and I want to get better at this because this tool has so much power. It brings people's stories forward.